I know that you were involved in the murder of Nathan and Krystal. And you can sit here and play these games with me all night long if you want to play them, but you're just digging yourself a hole. If you're going to sit here and keep being naive with me, the more that you're lying about this, the worse it's going to get.
This is Cameron Westfall. In early 2014, Cameron's sister Kristen is locked in a bitter custody battle with her ex-husband Nathan Maddox. On January 18th, Nathan and his new wife Krystal meet Kristen and her family for a supervised visit with their young daughter at a rural church in East Texas. Minutes after the visit ends, Nathan and Krystal are gunned down in the church parking lot. Both are killed. Investigators quickly zero in on the Westfall family, convinced the murders were no coincidence. Weeks later, police arrest 4 members of the family, Kristen, Cameron, and their parents Paul and Letha. Cameron is questioned first. Detectives believe that if Cameron is facing life in prison, he may crack and tell them who planned the murders and who pulled the trigger.
Absolutely. Cameron, I'm Bobby Smith with the Texas Rangers. We met before.
Yes,
We spoke. That's Bud Starrocky with the Tyler County Sheriff's Office.
yes, sir.
Can you state your full name for me?
Cameron Paul Westfall.
Your date of birth? Okay, Cameron. What I'm going to do is I'm going to advise you of your statutory warning, okay?
Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay.
It's your rights.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to explain them to you, or I'm not going to explain to you, I'm going to read them to you, I'm asking you to understand them after I read them to you, okay?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to remain silent, not make any statement at all, and any statement you make may be used against you to trial. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
Any statement you make may be used as evidence against you in court. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to have a lawyer present to advise you prior to and during any question. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
If you're unable to employ a lawyer, you have the right to have a lawyer appointed to advise you prior to and during any question. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to terminate this interview at any time. You understand that, right?
Yes, sir.
You understand those rights that you're ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you kind of wondering what's going on right now?
Sir, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me what happened tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah.
Well, I'll start from the beginning.
Okay.
We started today, we started mowing. We was mowing in our yard. We was doing some yard work and whatnot. I did my schoolwork early this morning. I do it, every morning. Monday through Thursday. And anyways, we got done with all our yard work. Called and I was going to order us some food. I was talking to my parents about my friend Eric. He has a Can-Am, one of them, they're little buggies, they're like an ATV type thing. And I've been wanting one of them, but I ain't got the money for it. But I'm planning on going to work in April once I turn 18, and once I get done with my schoolwork. So, I talked to my parents and let's go into to where he got his Can-Am at, which is up toward, Marshall, Texas. We went up there, so instead of going to get the food, we decided to go there, up there, and I talked them into it. And we were going to get our food up there and just go for the day. We got everything done that needed to be done around the house. So we went up there, and we didn't get to go to the Can-Am place because right before we was in Marshall, but right before we was fixing to go to the place, I got a phone call from my friend, David Ross. She's from Jasper. She seen that we was on the news and that we was being arrested, but we wasn't found or something like that. I said, like, what? So I told my parents about it. And they was like, dude, what? And so we decided we better go back, and see what's going on. So my sister, got on the internet and looked it up, and it said something about a grand jury, and something about an indictment, and something about an arrest of some sort. I don't really know nothing much about that kind of stuff. I knew it sounded serious. I knew it was serious. So, we come back down here and we got to right there where we turn off on All Road 92 extension, right there off 255, we turned in. That's where I think it was Mr. Bryan, the sheriff. He got behind us and pulled us over at the church and told us to step out of the car. That's all I know.
How old are you right now?
17.
17? When are you going to turn 18?
April 18th.
Okay, you got a birthday coming up pretty quick, don't you?
Yes, sir. Me and my girlfriend planning on doing something pretty special.
Now, are you homeschooled right now, or
Yes, sir. I've been homeschooling since kindergarten
how much longer you got to homeschool?
till the end of April, I believe.
Is that when you graduate?
Yes, sir.
So you're kind of like considered a senior right now.
Yes, sir. If I was going to public school, I'd be a senior. Yes, sir.
So, any plans after school, or after you get educated at the house?
After I get done, I'm planning on going to work with either my uncle, working a few shutdowns. He lives in Louisiana. I plan on either doing that with him and his son, which is my cousin,
What's
or
their names?
Bradley and Neil Faxton. I either plan on going with them and doing a few shutdowns and getting my feet off the ground, and or just go on straight to. There's a school in Silsby that is a linesman school, and it's got benefits, and that'd be something to be good for long term. But I ain't got the money, so I was thinking I might as well do some shutdowns to make some money. So that's what I was kind of planning on, and me and my girlfriend have been talking about future and everything. You know how it is with
You're in a
relationships.
serious relationship right now? What's
Yes.
their name?
All over the bed.
That's a good thing. She's from here.
Yes, sir.
Powder County.
Yes, sir.
You alright?
Got choked up. I'm okay.
You need to take a little bit of that water. You okay?
But I'm sorry about that.
No, that's alright, Cameron. Just take your time.
But yes, sir. That's pretty much all I know.
What time did y'all leave today to go check on your four-wheeler?
Left around 2-ish.
About 2?
About 2-ish.
How long did it take y'all to drive to Marshall?
Well, let me see. We got up there around 4. It's a pretty good drive up there. 'Cause that's where he got his, that's why I wanted to go up there. That's where he got his, and he got a pretty good deal. So, we went up there, and, yeah. That's
Y'all
where
were just sitting around the house about 2 o'clock. You decided you was going to strike out and go look at a 10 a.m. in
I
Marshall.
talked them into it.
Talk to me into
They
it.
really wasn't wanting to. So I was like, come on, please. So we turned 18 in a few more months. I had a job. And they're like, well, shouldn't you be thinking about something else other than a Can-Am? I'm like, well, I'll be 18. I can do what I want to.
That's right. Get a job and afford one of those things.
Yes, sir.
So who all went with you today?
My mom, my dad, me, and my sister.
So all y'all loaded up.
Yes,
And is Kristen, is that who you're talking about, your sister?
Yes, sir.
Is she living back at the house, John?
She comes in and out about like she used to. She's been staying over there with us, with my dad, because he's been. You already.
Yeah. Now, what time did she get over to the house today?
She was there. She actually, I believe she spent the night last night. She spent the night with us. So.
Well, Cameron, you've been arrested. Obviously, they Like, did they put you in handcuffs when they brought you up here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you know you've been arrested. Now you're under arrest for actual writing out of Nathan and Krystal's death, and that's what I want you to explain a lot to me. And I want you to, I want you to. You're 17, fixing to be 18 years old, a young man.
Yes, sir.
You got a lot to look forward to for the rest of your life, okay?
Yes, sir.
These are very, very serious charges. Obviously, I don't have to tell you that. But I need you to be honest with me.
Yes, sir.
I need you to tell the truth about everybody.
Well,
Everybody that's involved. The last time I visited with you, you seemed hesitant to tell me about a lot of things.
yes, sir.
And I think that was intentional, but I don't hold it against you. I can understand that's your family. But now today, it's time to tell the truth, okay?
No.
I think you got it in you, and I think that's what you want to do. You want to get all this off your chest. So tell me about what happened.
About January 18th. Well, pretty much everything I told you. That morning, my sister woke me up around 10ish. Woke me up at 10 to tell me, this is something I forgot to mention. The last time prior to this is something I forgot to mention to you, the last interview. I forgot because I guess there was so much going on that day. It was just it was a scary day. Scary day for, I think, everybody. But she woke me up around 10:15, and told me that her and my dad was going to the store to, she needed cigarettes, and his truck was messing up, and they needed to go check on a trap across the road. Across the road being over there, across 255, across the not two bridges, but across that one bridge, the concrete bridge, he has a trap back up in there. Well, she went with her to go check the trap, so I said, okay. So I went back to bed. Saturday. I don't really explain anything else. I'm lazy on Saturdays. But, so I went back to bed, and say around 11 something. At 11, I don't remember the precise time, I just know it was around 11. She come and woke me up. And so it was back from the store. Dad's truck was running all right, still spitting and sputtering, loud as ever. And they went and checked the trap. I don't know if he had anything in the trap. I wasn't no ass. I was half asleep. I didn't care. She was just doing it, I think, just to tick me off because she was jealous because she got this, she was awake and I was in bed asleep, So I went back to bed after she had come and, woke me up. I went back to bed at around 12:20 something. 12:20 something. I don't remember the precise time because everything going on. I think it might have been like 12:23 or 12:21, something like that. My phone goes off and it's my mom. And all I hear is her screaming and calling. And that's like far out. Cause I was laying there asleep, quiet. I was sleeping pretty good, And my phone I pick it up and she's just hollering and screaming, and it's so, it's just surreal, And she said, and so I get up, she's screaming. I open up my door, and my dad's walking out of the kitchen with a coffee cup in his hand. My sister's, I believe, in the living room. She might have been on the couch reading a magazine or something. I don't know. All I remember was the screaming. And it was on speakerphone because I put it on speakerphone that way everybody could hear it. And she was screaming, there's been shots fired at the church. Y'all don't come up here, there's been shots fired at the church. And about that time, as she said there were shots fired, and on the coffee cup or the floor. I don't know. All I was paying, like I said, all I was paying attention was her words. And my sister starts screaming, "Is my baby okay? Are you okay? Is Miss Marie okay? Is Nathan and Krystal, are they okay?" And my dad, I'm hollering at my sister, telling her to shut up and go get a pillow because and you don't want to hurt his head any more than it already is because they're eating from it, and it was scaring the crap out of me. I ain't gonna lie. But then from my mom saying it was shots fired at the church, I mean, it was like a nightmare. I for a split second, I thought maybe I was just dreaming. Maybe I'll just wake up. It was bad. Beyond words bad. And so, about that time, my sister I think she got a pillow. Not too sure. I think she got a pillow. And then my mom, I can't remember what all was said. I do know that she said, whatever we do, don't come up there. Because there were shots fired. I want to think she said she didn't see Nathan or Kristen. They wasn't in the church. I know what it was. My sister asked my mom, "Is Nathan and Kristen in the church?" I want to think that she said that. "Is Miss Marie in the church?" or something. So she asked for somebody in the church. And my mom said, "Miss Marie, me, are locked up in the office. We're okay, but we don't know where Kristen or Nathan is." So I want to think one of the cops got there, or the cops did get there, and started talking to my sister after they got there. I think it was Tony Reynolds or somebody like that. I don't know, but it's all just kind of a haze in a way. It's just surreal. It's still terrible.
Let's go back a little bit.
Yes, sir.
I asked you before the relationship between Kristen and Nathan, Paul and Leith and Nathan.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember what you told me?
The relationship between Nathan.
The relationship between your mom and dad, Paul and Leith, and Kristen, with Nathan.
Mm-hmm. Well, we've had our differences. We have had our differences, but they're family. You know, I've always looked at Nathan as a brother. My dad looked at him as another son. Nathan, I can't tell you how many times we tell my dad, "You're like a father I never had." Paul. And yes, my sister and him got a divorce. Yes, they did, you know. But we was able to get along. Last summer, we was able to kind of get along. We was able to get along. You know, they'd come over to hang out around they'd come over after church on Sundays, because I think that's when the visitation was. They'd come over after church, and we'd cook something. We'd all sit around and talk. It'd be like, it'd be like old times. You know, it'd be like before he got a divorce from my sister. You know, we got along great. The only thing that sticks out in my mind that was bad, and Nathan admitted it was bad, was October 5th, when the incident happened when we had to call the sheriff's department. That's the only thing.
Did you hit Nathan that day?
No, sir.
Never touched him?
No, sir.
Didn't strike him in the back of the head?
No, sir. I never touched him. He punched my daddy, though, and pushed him into the entertainment center.
You see him do it?
Yes, sir.
But you never.
No, sir. I grabbed him. I didn't grab him. I just touched him like this. I said, "Nathan, stop. You got to stop this. You hurt me." And as he was beating my dad, that's whenever I said, "Nathan, stop this. hurt me. Then he pushed me into the front door, and I cut my leg open. I never touched it, not once.
You patted it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I patted. I never touched it, other than patting. I never hit him. I never raised my fist at him. Never.
Now, have you ever heard Paul or Lisa or Kristen talking about murdering Nathan?
No, sir.
Never. Not one time.
Not one time. Never. They never, nobody in my family has ever talked or even thought of murdering somebody, let alone somebody who was that close to me. Nathan was like a brother to me. I loved him. Whenever my dad was in the hospital, he went to the hospital for I think like 2 months or something. I lived with Nathan and my sister. Nathan took me fishing, rode 4-wheelers. I mean, he was almost like a second father to me. I mean, I loved him to death. And I know my dad feels the same way. My mom feels the same way. My sister, yeah, they had a rough divorce. They did. But she would never, she would never consider, never even think of doing something so heinous.
Is that your words or is that her words?
I believe it's both our words.
Both your words. Huh? Tell me about the couple of weeks leading up to the murder of Nathan and Kristen.
Well, nothing out of the ordinary happened. We went to church.
At any time did y'all go looking for Nathan and Kristen?
No, sir.
Never went looking for them.
No, sir. Well, what do you mean, though?
Never made an effort to go out there and try to find them?
No, sir. They had visitation at the church, you know, but we never would, no.
No.
No, sir.
Were you ever with your mother, Letha, when she was trying to find Krystal and Nathan? Going towards Jack or coming back over this way now?
No, sir. She never was looking for him, though.
2 weeks before that Saturday the 18th, tell me, in a 2-week period, how many people would come over to your house?
2 weeks before,
The 18th.
2 weeks prior to that. Shoot. I can't really think of anybody to come over. I think I might have invited a girl over, you know, to hang out, say around 5.
Who was that?
Leslie Harris. That's the only girl I can think of.
Who else was sitting around the fire?
It's me, her, my sister, and my mom. Or no, my mom was inside. My sister come outside.
And who was with your sister?
Nobody.
By herself?
Yes, we was all just sitting around. That's the only person I can think of. I mean, that might have even been way back in December at the time I'm thinking of. I can't really honestly say we had anybody over.
Nobody came over to see your sister?
No, sir.
Nobody came over to see Letha or Paul?
No, sir.
Are you sure about that?
I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think. Just give me a minute. I'm trying to
Take your
think
time.
of anybody that could have come over. I really honestly can't say it. I can't remember anybody. Other than that girl I was telling you about, but that, I wanted, honestly, backing that up now, I think it was honestly in December when she came over. Because I want to think it was, we had the tree up, the Christmas tree up.
Now, the 2 weeks prior to the 18th, did you live with Paul and Lisa?
Yes, sir.
You were around them all the time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you're telling me nobody come over to your house in those 2 weeks?
Yes, sir. Nobody that I can think of, unless I'm forgetting somebody. But honestly, I gotta say, I can't remember anybody ever coming up. I don't remember anybody coming up other than that girl. And that was either then or that was in December. So honestly, I don't believe anybody came over.
So it was just you four there?
Yes. Sometimes my sister would go over and spend the night at Donna's. That's where she was resigning some nights. She'd go over there, spend the night. So.
Now, I can't remember anybody coming up to your house. How about going places in that 2 weeks prior to the 18th? Tell me what all places you went. That's significant. I'm not talking about going to the riding around checking traps with your dad or
Right.
somewhere. Did y'all
We would go like over like a long trip.
No, not I said it have to be long. I'm talking about trips to Jasper, to Lufkin, and stuff like that. And then the 2 weeks prior to that, how many trips did y'all make?
Well, we went to Jasper to get groceries.
Where'd you get groceries at?
Walmart. It's the only place there is other than grocery. They got theirs way up.
Right.
Walmart, and then we go out to eat. You know, we go to we didn't go to Cedar Tree. We go to a Pizza Hut or just places like that. We might have went to Woodville. I think we come to Woodville, but we was getting groceries too. And we don't ever really go nowhere unless my dad has a doctor's appointment. Or we got to get groceries or go to church.
Tell me about the trip to Walmart.
So, well, when we go to Walmart.
Yeah, well, the trip to Walmart that you were talking about. So you went to Walmart to buy groceries.
Oh, no. We just, we went a couple, well, we didn't go a couple weeks. Go just pretty much about once a week to get groceries. Cause, I mean, when my sister's over there, we got to have a dinner and whatnot. So we went to Jasper. We got some groceries and I think I got a movie. I don't really remember. But we went to Jasper. I think we went to somewhere to eat. I think we had pizza because that's what we wanted to eat at.
Who was with you?
I honestly can't remember. I know it was my family. I know I know for sure my mom, my sister. I want to think my dad went. But I don't, as far as like what day it was on or anything like that, if I told you I'd be lying. I ain't gonna lie, because I don't remember. I mean, stuff like that, don't stick out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is that bind there?
The 1 inch?
Yep.
Can I ask a question though? Will I be able to call somebody in the morning?
Well, go to the jail.
All right, will I be able to have a bond?
That will be up to the judge when you're arraigned in the morning, and certainly you'll be able to get back a phone call.
I'll be able to hopefully have a bond.
There will be a bond said. I don't know what the amount will be.
I don't know nobody's numbers. I do know Miss Donna's number, but I don't. That's the only one I know. Yeah. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Mr. Bud. Do you know what time they arranged, or whatever the time is?
Whenever the judge shows up, usually between 9 and 10 normally.
I'm sorry to keep asking, I don't know these
That's fine.
things. I've never been,
Well, I understand. You've never been involved in anything like this.
I tell you what, it's been hard. It's been hard to have people, you got people pointing fingers, and then you got to know that Nathan and Krystal, what happens is, makes me sick in my stomach. I ain't gonna lie. Me and Nathan, he was actually the first one in my family. He taught me how to fish. Me and him, he used to taught me how to play chess too. He always beat me though. I think he just liked to beat me.
Now, do you remember what day I went to Walmart?
No, sir. I told you I'd be lying, but I really don't. I just know we went to Walmart. I think we went to Walmart. Sometime in that period, I don't. We go to Walmart. I ain't gonna lie. We go to Walmart once a week. We don't do it once a week. I go twice a week. I like to go meet up with my friends. That's where we hang out. Either that or around the campfire.
And your numbers,
That's correct.
your sister's number.
Yes, sir. That's correct. I believe so. I'm used to having my phone out and just clicking sis and then just calling, but it's 409 and has all, yeah, that sounds about right. Yes, sir.
When you respond to the text or text, what is the in chief? What is that?
Chief?
Yeah.
Oh, that's, one, used to be a nickname they used to call me. My ex-girlfriend used to call me Chief. So
Chief.
I was bossy.
Okay. Is that like your signature on there? That's what
Yes,
you
sir.
say?
I took it off, folks. It got annoying. People be like, man, why are you saying you're a chef? I'm like, can you not read? But
Okay. And on the 14th, Kristen sent you some text. Have you deleted any text from your phone?
I delete some whenever it gets too full, like if I have I think a lot of text messages, I'll go through and delete the threads. Yes, sir. That's what they call threads. I think.
What is thread? You have to help me out with that.
It's like a conversation, so it's a conversation.
Okay.
But I delete some of them whenever it gets too full because they, just takes up a lot of room. Oh, I apologize for going. I didn't mean to.
And you already said that was your number.
Yes, sir.
Now on the 14th, You say that y'all were doing the wrong work on that day.
I don't know, sir.
You and Mom Luther.
So I really, if I told you it was the 14th, like I said, I'd be lying because I don't know.
You ever remember getting a text from Kristen that said somebody just dropped Ian off at his house?
So, could you repeat it, please?
Somebody just dropped Ian off at his house.
Somebody just dropped in off at his house. I don't really know what in would mean, and I don't really recall that, but somebody just dropped in off at his house. I don't know really nobody named Ian. I don't know, I don't know nobody named Ian.
Can't think of anybody named Ian.
No, sir. Ian or Ian? Ian?
Ian.
Ian. Okay. No, sir. Ian.
You remember embarrassing back and forth with Kristen asking where she was at?
Sir, honestly, I can't remember anything past the 18th that well.
Mm-hmm.
But if I did, I don't remember. Because I don't even remember that precise text message. So, like I said, I don't really. I'd be lying if I told you yes. I'd be lying if I told you, yeah, I'll text you. And I don't know.
So, what you're telling us here today is that you never heard Paul, your dad, Letha, your mother, or Kristen talk to someone else, text someone else, or have any conversation with someone else regarding murdering Nathan.
No, sir.
Have you ever been a part of any of those conversations?
Part of talking about what? Talking about
The murder of Nathan
no, sir.
or Kristen?
No, sir.
But you won't do it. You just think, well, I need just more.
Well, the situation is, Cameron,
Yes, sir.
we do have information.
Mm-hmm.
Other things that Ranger Smith has asked you about.
Mm-hmm.
That positively identifies your text messages, the Kristen's text messages, or Letha's text messages on the day that he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
By phone numbers, by dates, by time, by phone records.
Right.
We can't change that.
Right.
That's up record.
Right.
It's not made up, it's fact. But you're telling us you don't remember being involved or being aware of certain text messages of that nature, that language on texting that he was involved with?
So I can tell you one thing. I don't know. I've never been a part or a party to anything like that.
Then why would you receive a text message of that nature?
I don't remember ever getting the message, but I'm sure I did, since y'all have the record. But I don't remember ever receiving a message saying I'm going to, pick up M or drop off? What was it, pick up?
Drop off?
Drop off. whatever the message said. I don't remember.
That's one of the text messages. And what we're saying is, if it's a record, and there's no doubt about whose numbers is involved,
Right.
dates and times when it was done, what do you remember?
Like I said, I remember everything I just told you about the going to Walmart prior to, the 18th. I remember, it was normal. Everything was normal.
Let me tell you what's not normal. The type of text message that you got, or the type of language that's in the text message. If you receive that type of text message, what would it mean to you?
Like I said, I don't know what that meant. I don't know what "in" meant. I don't know what.
So you did receive it. I'm just trying to find out why you saying you don't understand why anybody would send that type of text message. What does that mean to you if you stop and think about it, the language of the text?
May I ask what the message say again?
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that in just a minute. But let me ask you this right here. This may help you out a little bit. Who is B?
B?
B is like a beast,
Right, B-E-E?
like a B is in boy. The letter B.
Oh, the letter B. Oh. I honestly don't know. B, I'm trying to think. No, B, not N. B. Honestly, I don't know.
If you were going to text somebody and you know their name and you was going to use a letter for their name and it was B, do you know a B by texting somebody by the letter B?
I see your point. I do, but I don't remember or even recall anybody by the name.
Let's go to the N. Do you know a letter N? If you was going to text a name that you know by the letter N, who would be the name letter N that you would text?
I can honestly tell you, I don't know nobody or anybody or whatever that would associate with the letter N or M. You say N, right?
Yeah.
I don't know nobody by the name of N.
That their name starts with N.
N.
I don't know anybody.
I know Nathan. His name was N. His name
Who do you know that's
N.
B?
I don't know nobody named B. I know people that their letters start, their names
Well,
start.
what are their names?
Well, my cousin Bradley.
Bradley.
Bradley. I got a friend of mine, we call him Boogie. But, and then, trying to think, I got I know Boogie, I know Bradley, I know, come to me a minute, oh, what's his name? No, one more person's last place. Their name starts with a B. Oh, no, I don't. His name's Trevor
What's Bradley left?
Baxter. He's my cousin. Louisiana. He lives over in Florine, down that area.
What does he do?
He works shutdowns with his daddy.
He's your age.
No, sir. He's, I think he's a year younger than my sister. He has a kid. He has a wife.
How many kids does he got?
He has one. Wow. That's the only two people I can think of.
Does Booger have a real name?
Boogie?
Boogie?
Oh, yes, sir. His name is Outsmart. But he I've been friends with him for a while. Man, him go way back, actually. We used to live down past where he lives, down there on the Oxbow, the Nature River. We used to live down that way. They call it Fox's Landing. But I know him since I was old enough to remember. But that's the only two people I can think of.
So what you're telling me and Ranger Smith is, if you receive this text message with the language, they've dropped in off, that wouldn't seem strange to you? Would you question what that meant to whoever sent it to you?
Well,
Would it seem strange to you to be a text?
it would seem strange, yes, sir, but I don't really recall I don't really recall even getting the message. I don't recall getting it.
But you got it.
I evidently, yes, sir, I got it.
So let me help you out with this right here. And this is your mother
Mhm.
talking. Me and Cam said the same thing. It would be easy to grab her, and he knows that.
Do what now?
I'll read slower. Me and Cam said the same thing. Do they refer to you as Cam?
Sometime, yes, sir. But
Okay. Said the same thing.
my nickname is Brother, though.
It would be easy to grab her, and he knows that.
Now, my mother said that. I don't know what she could be talking about out there.
Did you not say anything about that, or is she just saying that you said it?
I don't know what we was talking about to begin with.
Nathan, did that help you out a little bit?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you say it would be easier for Nathan to grab, and Nathan do that?
I don't know, sir. I never said anything about.
That was just your mother saying that?
I don't really know what the whole conversation. I mean, I don't understand really what it's talking about, or really anything. What it's meaning or anything.
How about this one right here? The phone number that y'all want, because y'all were at Murphy's. What was Murphy's?
It's in a tire place, tire shop. Sounds like a tire shop.
Sound like a gas station.
It does sound like a gas station. Maybe a tire shop. I don't. Wait, was we at or was we needing a number for Murphy's?
No, I think y'all were at it.
We was at Murphy's. Okay. Well, let me think here for a minute. I've been needing a number for a tire, because I don't honestly recall. I do know a Murphy's, but I can't recall if it's a gas station or a tire shop.
So you get all these text messages from Kristen or Lisa, and you don't understand what they mean. You don't know what it's about. and you don't remember it, isn't that a little strange for us to believe?
Well, I find it strange that what N or B,
I didn't even text it.
I know, but I'm just, I understand. I understand completely where you're coming from.
Right.
Tell me what a painter application is, an app for your phone.
Oh, an app? I get, like my phone, my smartphone, or Android, or whatever you call it, get these, you get apps to put on there. I got a music app on mine. I got a Kick app, which is a messenger type. You message people back and forth on there. And then I got a Tickle, which is a kind of like a walkie-talkie type thing, which is me and my sister messing around the house with it. Like I'll be in my room, hey, come in here, or hey, you come in here, you know. Tickle. And then I want to think the other one's got a weather app. Just all kinds of different stuff, you know. But
Do you recognize the number?
so I don't recognize it.
You don't recognize that as belonging to your sister?
Like I said, whenever I have a number in my phone, I usually don't like. I usually used to just having the name up and then sending it. You know, sending, calling, or texting, what have you. Just I'm used to the name, not the number. So that's why I was concerned, because tomorrow, you know, I'm supposed to call somebody to, I believe, call somebody. I don't know nobody's number. You know, I'm used to having my cell phone. So I'm sure I can find somebody.
Cameron, since Nathan and Krystal was murdered, have you ever heard about your mom, your dad, Paul, Letha, or Kristen talking about the details of the murder?
No, sir.
They've never said anything in front of you about it.
We talk about hearsay, about, you know, what people say, they, you know, the way it might have took place, or the way what might have happened, who might have done it, stuff like that. So it's hearsay, it's stuff that, you know, people get around a campfire and start talking about. You know what I mean? Just rumors.
Well, this right here in this book is not hearsay. This is factual evidence.
Right.
And I know that you, I know that Letha, I know that Paul, and I know that Kristen were involved in the murder of Nathan and Krystal. And you can sit here and play these games with me all night long if you want to play them, but you're just digging yourself a hole. If you're going to sit here and keep being naive with me, and I tried to tell you this from the get-go, the more that you're lying about this, the worse it's going to get. If you would have just come in here and been honest and said, hey, look, let me tell you this right here. This is the truth. This is the truth. But I know you're more intelligent than that. I've carried on the conversation with you before. So you're sitting here playing like you don't know this, that, or the other. You know, it's almost like you're disrespecting me, lying like that.
I'm not disrespecting by any means. I'm not.
Well, I hope, because I've treated you with respect, and I hope you return the same to me. I mean, it's all right here. And I know, because I've talked to other people, talked to people that y'all consider your friends that are right there with you. And they're all telling the same thing. So when you come in here and you sit here and tell me that you don't know this is going on, this is going on, then you're lying to me.
Sir, I can tell you, I don't know who Ian is. I know, I gave you all the people that...
Let me help you out with Ian. Ian is Nathan. I can tell you that right now. I mean, it's pretty clear in the rest of these tapes who Ian is.
Like I said, I don't know.
If you could somehow remember and tell the truth, do you know what type of situation you're in? Do you really know what type of situation you're in?
So all I know is that they arrested me. I know that's
Do you know why they arrested you?
something about organized crimes out there.
Yes, they tell you that's what you were arrested for, engaged in organized criminal activity regarding to the capital murder. Okay, so let me explain that to you a little bit. That's based off of one step higher than capital murder. In other words, if it's murder, it's elevated. Capital murder is elevated. So a lot of what you say here today either elevates it or de-escalates it. It's what you call cooperation. And for you to sit here and say, I don't know nothing, nobody, I never heard anything. I've got people that was over there a couple of days that heard Paul and Nathan and Kristen blatantly talking about it in front of them. Would you in close proximity? So I understand that you're probably trying to protect your mom and dad and Kristen, but now is the time to start protecting yourself. You're a young fellow. You've got your whole life ahead of you. What they do is their accountability, but you're an adult. Now's the time where you start talking for yourself. 5 years old.
Do you know what the penalty that you're facing right now?
No, sir.
Life without the possibility of parole. That means the rest of your life in the penitentiary.
I can tell you one thing.
And it's terrible. You're a young man.
I myself was never involved, nor even thought of anything as terrible as what happened to Nathan and Krystal. We would never think of anything. I know for a fact where I was, where I was at that Saturday. I was in my bed, minding my own business. My sister come and woke me up a couple of times, or 2 times, take that back. Woke me up 10, 11. And then my mother called. That's what happened on Saturday. And I understand the text, but like I said, everything, I can't remember honestly what happened yesterday. All I remember was the details that are in my brain of that Saturday, of that January 18th. I remember part by part. I know that I was in my bed, I was sleeping, I was, like I said, I was minding my own business. And I know my sister and my dad went to go get cigarettes. They come back and they stayed at the house. That's what I know. That's what I know.
You went back to sleep. How do you know the state of now? That's what you said.
True, but I trust what they say.
And what did they say?
And my dad was going in there, and we was going to lay down. My sister was going to read a book or something.
And you went back to sleep.
Yes, sir.
And you didn't wake up till Lisa called you from the church.
Correct.
12:23, I think you said.
Correct.
You know how long it is from 11 o'clock to 12:23?
It's an 20-something minutes.
Right. That's what we call a time lag, where anybody can do anything because they don't have an alibi today. Then, on top of these text messages that prove dates, times, what was text. Text is a conversation. It's something that's said by print.
Yes, sir.
And you got some strange text messages if you don't understand them or didn't know what was going on, that you say, you act like didn't mean anything. You act like you don't know what they're talking about because you don't know an N, you don't know a B, you don't know nothing. But you did get the text message.
Yes, sir, I did. I don't remember until you brought it before me. I don't recall getting a message about an N or a B or a.
Well, that's just one of many. I don't want you to be focused on that.
Right.
And I'm not saying that you got the text about the B. I'm just saying that you did receive these texts in here, and I was just giving you bits and pieces of it. And obviously, you see there's a book right there with a lot of stuff in there. Cameron, this is what I really hate to see, because everybody that I talk to, even these people that are giving statements, you know what they say? Man, Cameron's a really good guy. But from what I see right now, you're put in a bad situation. You're sitting here talking to me and Detective Stewart right there, and your mom and your dad's over here, and you don't know which direction to go. You don't know whether you want to talk to us or you want to protect your mom and dad and your family over there. And that's understandable. I certainly understand that. But at some point in time, you're going to have to realize that we're going to visit with them too. And I guarantee you, somebody's gonna say something.
But I can assure you that from talking about me, for me, I speak for them also, but this is just talking about me.
You can't speak for them.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, just from my heart and them. But speaking just for me, I was in the bed. My sister woke me up twice. I understand y'all had a timeline. I understand that. But, see, I was asleep that whole time. She woke me up at 10, told me they were going after
Cameron, did you shoot Nathan and Kristen?
Did I shoot Nathan?
Did you shoot Nathan and Kristen?
No. I love Nathan. I love Krystal. I did not kill him. Nor did I have any part in killing him.
The statement you just made, do you realize what you're saying?
Yes, sir. I realize that.
And that's the truth.
Yes, sir, that's the truth.
Do you know what would be a part in killing would be on this case? Text messages on certain days and certain times would have you involved in part in the killing of Nathan and Krystal.
I understand that, but I did not have any part.
I understand you was asleep on the 18th,
Yes,
correct?
sir.
At least that's your story.
That's the truth.
Okay. But on prior dates, when there was activities going on with text messages and certain things people were doing involving certain things with Nathan and Krystal at certain locations, that's just part of this crime.
I don't
In other words, there's one day, there's another day, there's another day of the shooting. The case is more than just one day.
I understand.
It's involving several days.
I understand.
And this text messaging goes on for several days.
I understand.
Okay. And it's proof of what was taking place.
I understand.
And it puts you in the middle of it. You and other people.
Who? Because
Who got arrested with you?
my family,
Well, you answer your own question.
all I can tell y'all is this. Same story over and over again. We didn't have any part in what happened.
You can sleep. How would you know? Oh, I'm sorry. You take their word for it.
Because I know my dad, my sister, and my mom would never have it in them, nor even consider doing something like that. To Nathan and Krystal.
Well, I'm sorry. I disagree with you.
Well, all I can tell you is what I just told you.
So is that your statement regarding all this?
Yes, sir.
Are you certain you understand your situation?
I understand that a tragedy happened. I understand that Nathan and Kristen was taken from this earth way too soon. I understand that what's going on. I understand, but I'm just telling y'all, we had no part in what happened. That's my statement.
So, whenever Kristen was staying at the house a couple of weeks prior to the shooting, maybe, do you remember a time when Kristen was living in Kerrsville with?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you know who she was living with?
Yes, sir. She was living with Justin and Chris.
All right. To your knowledge, do you know if Justin and Chris, or both of them, ever came to y'all's house?
Yes, sir. Back there last Sunday.
Back here in last summer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know whether they ever came by y'all's house in the month of October, I believe it was? September. You ever remember seeing Chris and Justin there at the same time?
Yeah, that's what we call dumb and dumber.
Out on the front porch talking with Nathan, Paul, and Kristen.
Yes, sir. We all get around and talk a little bit whenever they come down from Kirbyville.
Well, a while ago you told us you never seen anybody over at Kristen. Anybody.
Wait, do what now?
You had never seen anyone over there at Kristen. You couldn't remember anyone being there at Kristen.
At my house?
Yeah. That's
No.
what Ranger Smith asked me.
No, I thought he asked me that had anybody been there visiting 2 weeks before the murders took place.
Yeah. But you don't remember.
I remember a few times Justin and Chris would come over. But I'm pretty sure nobody come over 2 weeks prior to the murders. I'm pretty sure.
But you do remember them coming over sometime before that.
Oh, I remember them coming over, I think it was August and September. They come down because my sister was living with them think she moved with Justin and Chris in July. And
Do you ever remember Justin staying at your house, like on guard duty or anything?
guard duty. Well, that's happened for guard.
Well, I mean,
No.
do you remember?
No, sir.
Never come spend the nights there?
No, sir. Well, there was one time he did come and spend the night. I take that back. He did come and spend the night one time with him and my sister. They spent the night one night. They spent the night in the, I believe, the guest bedroom. But, they might have stayed half. I don't think they. But yeah, they spent the night.
Well, who do you think would do something like this to Nathan and Kristen?
I know a lot of hearsay, you know, a lot of people talk. Of course, people point fingers at us. But there's a lot of other possibilities too. I mean, you never know.
Do you know any of those possibilities?
I do know Nathan went to jail back in the day. He had a lot of prison tattoos. I know when you go to jail, you get into gangs or whatever you call them. I don't know what you call them. I don't know that. Prison gangs or something. I don't know. But that's the only thing I can think of. That and,
So, your family, Nathan, Paul, and Kristen, weren't they involved in a custody battle?
yes, sir.
Did they ever speak about being angry or upset about that with Nathan?
With Nathan?
Yeah, because he's the one that was trying to get custody of, and they were trying to get custody of him.
Well,
It's a civil situation.
I understand. And we went to court back in December. We had a court date, I believe it was the Friday before Christmas. I want to say. We had a court date with him. And we come to a mutual agreement. That was the agreement. We come to an agreement that that Nathan would come to the church, and his visitation would be a step-up program. And we both parties, including my family, and Nathan and Kristen, and his family, both agreed on it.
Well, that's just word to visit, how to visit. I'm talking about the actual custody hearings that where Nathan was trying to get custody of. Was Paul or Letha or Kristen ever upset about anything like that?
Upset with
Because Nathan was trying to get his custody.
No, we wanted Nathan to have his rights and for him to see. We wanted that. That was our goal. That was what we wanted. We wanted to be comfortable with going with her daddy. We wanted her to go off and be a kid, you know, have a father. That's what we wanted. We even took
The custody battle of that. If y'all wanted it, why did y'all agree to it?
because back October 5th, Nathan,
Police was called.
the incident happened yesterday. But he did not want to go with Nathan. And Mom handed it to Nathan like this. He sat down on the couch beside her mom. Mom handed it over to Nathan and said, Nathan, talk to her. Tell her it's going to be all right. Tell her you're going to bring her back tomorrow. Because it was on Saturday I want to do it. Either Saturday or Friday, I'm not too sure. So he started talking. He looked at her, and then within a split second, he jumped up. And I want to think he said, you're my effing child, you're going to come with me. something to that effect. Pretty vulgar language to use with a 4-year-old. So my dad stood up and he said, Chris, you didn't harm him. You didn't blow up his fist at him. You never hit him. My dad put his hand on Nathan's shoulder like this. He said, son, don't do this. Let's be silly. We can work things out. Just don't do it like this. And Nathan, that's whenever Nathan proceeded to hit my dad. Whenever he rolled up his fist, that's whenever he kind of let me go, and my mom was able to grab. And Nathan proceeded to beat my dad.
Well, are you saying that this is when things change?
No, sir.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that's whenever that's one of the reasons why we had to go back to court. She wasn't ready yet. She wasn't ready to
visit her dad?
She wasn't ready to go. No, she wasn't ready to go spend weeks at a time.
Well, whose opinion was this?
She said she did not want.
4 years old. Whose adult opinion was this?
Did not want to go.
That's not what I'm saying. I understand that. She's 4 years old. The child's going to want to do what they want to do.
Right.
Not necessarily what the adult thing is to do.
Right.
Not the one going to custody, not the one going to the hearing. Involved in it because she is the child.
Right.
Not the custody battles that's going on.
Right.
So what we're trying to understand here is everything went fine in the summer, right?
Everything was fine, yes, sir.
Then in October the 5th, things go sour, there's push and shove, people get hurt, upset. But I'm trying to figure out is you're telling me it's all because I wasn't ready. Who made that decision is what I'm saying.
Right.
Can't make it, son. Doesn't have a voice in adult business. This is a legal problem, a civil legal problem.
I understand that. We decided,
Who is we?
well, my mom, and we
The
decided,
family as a whole?
yes, we decided to take him back to court and we'll restart the step-up program. That way we'll give her more time to adjust to Nathan, more time to warm up to him, because after what had happened, she would always say she didn't want to see her daddy because, which she really did. But she'd say, I don't want to see him again. I don't want to see him again. So in order to, because we took her, it might would be better to let him warm up to her again, do the visitation. That's when it all started.
Falling apart or going together?
To me, it all started going together.
With whom? The family or Nathan or?
Well, I thought if we could go and start over the visitation, seeing that it was okay to be with her dad. If Nathan realized he made a mistake by the way he acted that day, and he did. He did. He apologized to me. But we thought that would warm up to Nathan and Kristen, and that she would begin to want to go to, spend time with her dad.
So, the shooting occurred just prior to a custody hearing that they were going to have.
No, sir, we already had.
I understand you already had the custody hearing, but the judge hadn't finalized what was going to take place with the child. The child hadn't been placed with, they hadn't changed the custody of the child yet. They had the hearing. They had a hearing, but you have more than one hearing.
Right.
You have a temporary, then you have a final where the judge rules or CPS or whoever's involved in it, their attorneys or whatever.
Right.
There was going to be another hearing coming up just prior to when the day the shooting occurred.
I didn't know. I don't know what day it was on. I didn't even really know there was going to be another. Yeah, I thought, I knew our lawyer mentioned something about another hearing. I didn't know that, but I didn't know what day it was on. What even month it was on.
Did Lather, Paul, or Kristen ever talk about the custody situation and being worried about that they might give Nathan some privileges on child visitation? Were they concerned about that?
Was they concerned about giving Nathan privileges to?
Well, the courts, not necessarily them and or the courts.
No, sir. But none of them was worried because we wanted to get to know her father because that's what needed to happen.
But y'all, not the courts, decided that it was not time for that to happen. Because we didn't want to.
Every time Nathan came, during the first few times of visitation, I'm backing up way back. During the first times of visitation, would get real. She wouldn't even get out of my mom's arms. This is the first few times of visitation.
It's back 2012.
Yes, I'd say around 2012. She wouldn't even want to get out of my mom's arms because she was so scared of her dad. Why she was scared of him, I have no idea. She did not want to go. She did not want to go even and play with her or go outside. She didn't want to do nothing. She just wanted to sit there. So finally, around the summer of 2013, which was last year, she started warming up to him. Things was going good. Things was looking up. Things was awesome. And so then Nathan decided, and honestly, we was all for it. Going and spending the night, the weekend of October 5th. We was all for that because that's what we wanted to do. She said that week she wanted to go spend the night with Nathan and with Kristen and with their kids, And we was all happy. Like, all right, yeah, she's thinks to go have time of her life because that's what she deserves. That's what every kid deserves is to have a father. And so when the time came that day for her to, we had her suitcase packed, we had her backpack ready, we had her some snacks, all that stuff. And then whenever he come to pick her up, whenever he pulled in, she started, kind of sobbing. She started crying. She didn't want to go. She didn't want to go. So I even took her. I said, you're going to have a great time with your dad. I said, Miss Krystal's going to be there. They're all going to be there. We're going to have a great time hanging out with these other kids and hanging out with your dad. And so she still wouldn't stop crying. So I remember praying with her. And anyways, I remember praying with her, and she kind of stopped crying for a minute. And she started right back, and Nathan, he was inside at that time. He started crying, and we all started crying. But we was trying to talk. We was like, "Just go with you, Dad. Just go, just go." So Nathan sat down beside my mom, and that's whenever she said, "Here, talk to her. Try to just talk to her. Just tell her you want to bring her back." So Nathan had her in his lap. And he was sitting there kind of crying. He was talking to her. I can't remember. I think he said, "I'm going to bring you back." I don't know for sure. That's what he said. I'm just guessing. But then that's when it kind of he switched. My infant child, you're going to come with me. F all y'all. Oh, that's what I said. So my dad stood up, and that's whenever he said, let's be civil.
What did you do?
I stood up too, because I didn't know what Nathan was doing. I stood up too. I said, Nathan, what are you doing? What are you doing? And he said, she's coming away, she's my infant child, we just kept beating stuff. You know? And then my dad put his hand on Nathan's shoulder and said, let's just talk about this, let's be civil, we can talk. Let's just talk, Nathan. Come on, son. And Nathan punched my dad and then pushed him into the entertainment center, and then that's whenever I put my hands on Nathan and said, Nathan, I tapped him, you know. I said, Nathan, come on now, this ain't no way to be. Let's just settle down, let's talk about this. And he pushed me into the door and I cut my leg.
Who called the police?
Nathan did. I believe Nathan did, I'm pretty sure.
Didn't call.
I'm pretty sure.
He went down the road and called.
No, sir, he called him in my front door.
Said he had a gun pulled on him.
No, sir.
Well, I'm just saying what he said
I understand.
to the police.
Right. No, sir, nobody ever pulled a gun on him.
So nobody's ever done nothing that they said they do, and you don't remember nothing. And if you do remember it, you don't know what it means. Is that what you're saying this is all about?
All I'm saying is what I told you.
I understand that.
All I can tell you is nobody's ever conspired in my house to threaten or to do something as terrible as what happened.
That's the story, you're sticking to it.
Yes, sir, that's the truth.
Well, I hope it's the truth. I want it to be the truth.
It's the truth.
I'll tell you something else that's the truth too. Text message.
I understand that, but
I can't get around that. It's the truth.
right. Well, I can tell you,
It never happened, or what are you telling me?
I can tell you that I don't really know what text messages I text my sister whenever she's at Donna's, like if she's over there, I'll text her. Or I'll text my friends. I'll text Carol. I'll text Cody every once in a while. See if he's on a boat. But what y'all are talking about, no. Yeah, I don't understand.
When's the last time you heard from Cody?
Oh, shoot, it's been about a month or two.
Haven't heard nothing from him. Don't know where he's at.
No, sir.
Don't know nothing about it.
Seen him on Facebook every once in a while. He'll be posting something, posting pictures on the boat, or whatever he's doing, drinking. It's usually all he does is sit around and drink and eat.
So what you're saying, whoever done this terrible thing to Nathan and Krystal must be from Nathan's past when he was in the prison.
All I know is you can make a lot of enemies in your prison. And Nathan was in a lot of jails. Nathan worked at a honky tonk over there in Highland or Enfield, Texas.
Do you know this for a fact, or is hearsay to you?
I know it for a fact because we went and picked him up one night from going to jail.
Oh, boy. Bring that little scenario up. Explain it to me.
I haven't told you. I thought I told you everything. Oh, well, all right. Well, back in the summer of 2010, back before my sister and Nathan got a divorce, they Nathan didn't really, he was uninfluenced, so he took a job at a honky tonk called Solly's. He was like a bouncer type, DJ type. I don't know, he was something like that. He worked for some guy named Sam Dillon and John Ward or Josh Ward or whatever. And one night, Sam, I don't even know how to say this, Sam is gay. Him and John was together. I know this because Nathan would tell me they'd be out literally dancing on the honky tonk floor together. That's just wrong. That's just my opinion. Well, Nathan and Sam got into it one night. Sam was hitting on Nathan. So,
You talk about hitting with his fist or hitting romantically?
romantically.
Okay.
He was like flirting, trying to flirt with Nathan.
Okay.
And Nathan was
How
not.
do you know this? Was you there?
No, sir, but Nathan told me.
Okay. I'm just trying to understand how you got the information.
Nathan told me. Back then, me and Nathan talked. You know, whenever he'd come back from working, I'd be, talking to him, playing Xbox, that kind of thing. Well, anyways, Sam was hitting on Nathan and romantic. And Nathan's not, as far as I know, Nathan never swung that way. Nathan never went for the same sex. Nathan never was a homosexual guy. He was straight. Well, Sam was, flirting with him, and Nathan married back, and I believe Nathan hit him and was beating on him. I wasn't there, so I don't know the entire scenario. All I know is that Sam filed a report on Nathan saying that Nathan hit him, beat him up. Sam went to the hospital, and Sam was actually the one who called us to come over there and said, y'all got to help me, y'all need to get Nathan, he's fixing to go to jail, I'm fixing to call the walls on him. He locked himself in the ring, and Nathan went ballistic trying to get in there too. So.
Work on.
Right. So, we all loaded up in the truck. We went over there, and I sat out in the truck with baby. She was like 3 at the time, or 2. And I sat out in the car with her while my sister and my dad went in there to get Nathan out. No, my dad sat in the car. I take that back. My dad sat in the car with me, and my mom and my sister went in there to get Nathan out. And I remember Nathan coming out of the bed, and I didn't go in there, so I don't know what was said. I don't even know what happened when they got there. I just know I remember this is the next thing I remember was Nathan coming out of the honky tonk, screaming and hollering at the laws. Because one of the laws was telling him you better go. I think his words was your ass is going to jail. I think that's his word. I'm not sure, but I remember hearing something about an ass. So I mean, yes.
Yeah. So that's basically what happened.
That's what happened. Yes, sir. I remember we.
You know what I can't understand about all of this?
What's that?
You can remember in detail something that happened 4 years ago, but you can't remember one zitch about something that occurred 2 months ago.
I can understand that.
I'm confused.
I have to know the entire conversation.
I'm probably going to get an opportunity to do that.
I don't know.
Right. But see, where I'm coming from, what I mean?
Right. Did she say, like you said, one of the messages that you read?
Forget the text messages for right now. You know the content of what we're trying to get here is that you were there when these conversations took place.
Right, I understand.
So for you to sit here and to tell Bud that you don't remember, or tell me that you don't remember a a month ago when all this was taking place to protect your dad and your mom and Kristen. You know, that's absolutely you're right.
All I'm telling you is what I told you. That
Well,
Which one's sad?
we already got the part where you said you were asleep. You don't know anything about that, but what you haven't said is prior to you being asleep that day, you were privy to conversations that were had in between your mom and your dad and other people that you're saying that you don't know anything about.
so prior to that day, prior to the 18th.
Yes.
Like I said, I know that maybe that one message you was talking about dropping in off, or picking up in or dropping in off, maybe she was in Beaumont at the mall, or maybe she was dropping one of her friends off.
Okay. I'm sure that's what it was. In your mind, because, you know, without you sitting here reading the whole details of the conversations, but what I'm getting at is you're sitting here saying, I never heard my mom and dad say a ill word about Nathan. That's not going to wash.
I do know that we've all had our differences now. I'm not saying
We've already established that.
right. We haven't had, yes, we all make mistakes, and yes, we,
You're painting your mom and dad out to be a saint, and you're painting your sister out to be these good Christian people. And they are. I don't judge Christians. You know, they are what they are, Christian, whatever. But to sit here and say that my mom and dad would never say anything negative about Nathan or anything like that when they're going through a heated custody battle with him.
no, we did, I mean, yeah, that we all have, we've said stuff about Nathan and about Krystal, and man, I just wish they'd stop this as even. You know, they're fighting us for full custody of Stephen. But we come to a mutual agreement in December. I mean, we've all said stuff
And
about
they got Facebook posts, please help us. They got, I mean, all this stuff on Facebook, all these messages and stuff back and forth. So, this isn't no civil. I mean, y'all aren't, you're thinking like y'all are getting along fine, which that's not the case.
well, we didn't start up the please help me back in December. We started that up a couple of weeks ago.
No, the Maddox has said, please don't save our child.
Yeah, I remember the help.
Yeah, y'all started one a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we started one bring back home. We started that one. They started the what you said, help me save my child.
Something like that.
Something like that. I'm not sure. But
You know, to me, it's just amazing you remember what you wanted to.
some
You
things,
talked for 20 minutes about 2010, and you can't remember nothing about 2 months ago.
because that sticks out.
That's why.
It sticks out. That sticks out. I mean, I'll never forget having to go over there and get his behind of a honky tonk.
I understand that.
Yeah, it sticks out. But little conversations, little text messages, that doesn't. To me, it just doesn't make sense.
A conversation about killing somebody would make sense to you.
Killing somebody.
Killing somebody.
I don't ever remember having a conversation on my phone or on any phone for that matter talking about killing somebody.
I'm not necessarily talking about the phone. I'm talking about in person.
Oh, in person. Oh, no. As far as Nathan and Kristen are concerned, I never talked about killing them. I never wanted to kill them.
I didn't say you.
You're saying you were privy to the information.
Party to the information. No, never. I never heard anybody in my house say that they wanted to kill somebody. Well, to kill Nathan and Kristen.
Did you ever hear anybody in your house saying they wanted somebody else to kill Nathan?
No.
Okay.
What do you think's going to take place? Let's say tomorrow if you get to make a phone call. What do you think's going to happen? What are you going to try to accomplish tomorrow?
I'm hoping I can find a bail bondsman or something to set a bail. I don't know how this stuff works. I've never had to do any of this type of stuff.
Well, let me explain it to you. What is happening? Obviously, you know this is an interview. So the information that you're providing us just goes into the case.
I understand.
Okay, just making sure you knew that. So when all this information that you're providing can be disproved, and the district attorney says, "Well, did Cameron cooperate?" And we said, "No." I mean, he come in here and said what he wanted to say and forgot the rest. Conveniently forgot the rest. I'm sure any chance that you have to cut a deal or whatever they do over there, gone. And like you made a reference to a while ago, this is life. This is more than a first degree felony. That's the highest you can get. This is more than a first degree felony. I mean, this isn't just a little misdemeanor charge where you come in here and you pay a little bond and you get out, or somebody comes in here or a bail bond that you may know or whatever comes in here and says, "Oh, I'm going to take care of this and get them out." It's not going to work like that.
Okay, so we go. I don't know anything about any of this stuff. About the court systems, about the murders. I don't.
Well, I understand.
I mean,
You've never been in trouble.
never.
I absolutely believe that. Without a doubt.
And I would never want anybody to die. Never.
If somebody did that, more than one person
I
died.
know. It breaks my heart. It does. It hurts. And I can only imagine what the families are going through. That they're my heart breaks for Jim and for Kelly, you know, Nathan's mom and dad. My heart breaks for Kristen, her mom and dad. I don't really know their names. I think one of his name is Philip or Paul or something. I don't know. But my heart still breaks for them because they lost two children. And I can assure you, I don't know what to do. I mean, I don't know. I've never been through anything like this.
Tell the truth.
Just tell the truth. Listen, and like I told you before, there's going to come a point down. It may not be tonight that you're going to want to talk to Bud or to me, and you're going to say, "Hey, you know, I'm ready to talk." It doesn't seem like you're ready to do that right now. Do you agree?
Sir, I told you everything I know.
Okay. You got anything else, Bud?
No. Now, from what I understand, you'll see a magistrate in the morning, a judge, and judge or magistrate can give you your warning and explain things to you, what you're charged with, and they give you your bond.
Okay.
All right, the time was 11:32 p.m., date 03/11/2014. This concludes the interview at the Tyler County Sheriff's Office with Cameron Paul Westfall.
Can I get some more water? It's all right.
Absolutely. You thirsty? Excuse me.
Just tell me what to do. I don't know if I need to go or I need to stay.
No, just sit there and we just more. I'll be right back.
Thank you.
The detective's strategy works. After his interrogation, Cameron Westfall decides to cooperate with investigators. Cameron tells detectives he was not directly involved in planning or carrying out the murders, but he does admit to helping dispose of the murder weapon and concealing other evidence. In exchange for his cooperation, Cameron pleads guilty to tampering with physical evidence and is sentenced to 10 years in prison. This series continues with the interrogation of Cameron's father, Paul Westfall.